Hello, good morning everyone. So today we will discuss about the different types, classifications of matter, and we will also be discuss the mixture. So we go to the different classifications of matter. So matter is classified into pure substance. So when we say pure substance, they are fixed, constant, and they also have unique properties. So they only contain one type of particle. Like what we have said before, if it's an element, it's an element. If it's a compound, it's a compound. So compound is composed of two or more elements. So it can be either element, okay, like copper, or a compound like sodium chloride. So we also have here homogeneous, okay? So pure substance looks the same all throughout. Kung copper yan all throughout. Kung silver yan all throughout. Hindi pwedeng silver sa una dito, copper dito, and everything. So, it doesn't work like that. We also have here mixture. So, matter is also classified in either pure substance or mixture. So, when we say mixture, they contain at least two physically combined substances. They can be homogeneous or heterogeneous. Alright, so we have to discuss first the homogeneous and the heterogeneous before going to the different classifications. So when we say homogeneous, they look the same all throughout. So when we say homogeneous, kung water siyang tignan, kung clear siyang tignan, all the way throughout the mixture, clear siyang tignan. And particles are evenly distributed. Then particles are uniform and they can be pure or a mixture. Let's have here salt water. Alright. So salt, this is water and the salt is here. So salt water, these are the particles of salt water. As you can see, if it's a homogeneous mixture, then salt water's particle is distributed evenly. So lahat ng sulok ng glass of water, makakakitaan mo ng salt water particle. Okay? So that's it. Alright, let's move to the next. Okay. We also have here elements. So when we say elements, they are pure substances and they only contain one type of atom. So when we say one type of atom, we have agreed before that if it is copper atom, all throughout the composition is all copper atom. When we have compound, they are two or more chemically combined elements. So that's homogeneous. But the element and compound here are not mixtures, but they are pure substances. Nevertheless, they are homogeneous matter. Okay? Let's move on to the next. We also have here solution. Solution is a type of mixture. So when we say homogeneous mixture, that is a solution, wherein we have the solute and the solvent. What do we mean when we say solute? Okay, solute is the one that is being dissolved. Okay, solute is the one that is being dissolved. Siya ang natutunaw. And when we say solvent, that is the one that is dissolving. Siya naman ang nangtutunaw. Alright, so we have here physically combined and they can also be physically separated. We have here food coloring and the water. And we also have here the salt water. Okay, so how do we combine salt and water? Easy. You just put the salt in the water and you stir it. How are you going to separate it? You're going to separate it using the process of evaporation. That's why asin is made from salt or sea water. Okay, let's have this heterogeneous mixture. So heterogeneous mixture, they do not look the same all throughout. Ibig sabihin, they form different layers. Aside from different layers, you can easily see the different particles that are mixed together. For example, we have the sand and water. You try to mix sand and water, okay, and then you can see the particles of sand, it will not be dissolved in water. Okay? We also have here particles are not evenly distributed, and particles or properties are not uniform, and always a mixture, alright? They are either, always a mixture. So when we say mixture, they are either a colloid or a suspension, but never a solution, because solution is a homogeneous mixture. And then, two or more physically combined substances. Alright, so when we say two or more, like what we have, general characteristics of mixture, two or more substances, two or more compounds. Okay, so element plus element, that is a compound. Compound plus compound, that is a mixture. Okay, so we have here the matter. We have here this one. Matter, is it uniform all throughout? If it's no, if it's not uniform all throughout, then we call it heterogeneous mixture. Okay, if it's uniform all throughout, then we call it the homogeneous. Okay, next, can it be separated by physical means? That is a pure substance. But when it is not physically separated, that is a, okay. But if it's physically separated, if it's a solution. If not, or otherwise, it is a pure substance. Okay, can it be decomposed into other substance by chemical process? So if it's a no, then that is an element. But if it's a yes, then that is a compound. Okay, so we have to go to the homogeneous mixture solution. So, okay, we have here a solution of copper sulfate. So that's CuSO4 in water. So this is a homogeneous solution. Okay, we also have here homogeneous mixture. Okay, evenly distributed. So it means the same all throughout. It has a constant composition throughout. We have a concept, okay, the so-called, we have this concept, the so-called solubility. Okay, we have the concept of solubility. What do we mean when we say solubility? Okay, solubility is the ability of solid materials, liquid materials, or gas materials to be mixed with liquid materials. Okay, to be dissolved. Okay, we have here an example. Solubility of Berocca tablet in hot water. Okay, so how fast will that Berocca tablet will dissolve in hot water? Are all particles of Berocca tablet dissolved in hot water? Okay, so those are solubility. What about sugar is dissolved in water? Pwede ba? Oh, yes. What about sand? Is sand soluble with water? Okay, no. That's why sand is insoluble with water. So when we say soluble, it means it is dissolved. When it's insoluble, it means it is not dissolved in water. Okay, so that's it for the solubility. Let's go to the next one. We have here an example. The salt dissolved in water, sugar dissolved in water, apple juice, tea, copper sulfate in water, and then we also have the alloys. Okay, what do we mean when we say alloys? So we have here solid plus solid. We have the metal. Alloys ang ginagamit sa mga metal sa bahay. Like for example, the brass, the copper, okay, they are the the combination of copper and the aluminum, okay, ganon, they are the alloys, okay. Minsan, hinahalo din sila sa jewelry to make the gold jewelry na parang alloy siya, but it looks like gold, so plated na lang ang nangyayari. Okay? We also have here, yan, solutions. So when we say solutions, we have this one. They are mixed well, or they have uniform or single phase. This is a homogeneous, and this is also transparent if it is liquid, and it cannot be separated by filter. And do not separate on standing. Okay. So, do not separate on standing. Ibig sabihin, hindi nagsususpend yung mga particles. Okay, so that is solution. Alright? We also have here, okay, the states of matter in solution. So, we have gas in gas. Examples are air, nitrogen gas, oxygen gas, argon gas, carbon dioxide, and other gases. Okay, so that's air, the component of air. We also have here gas in liquid, so that's soda pop. When we say soda pop, that's carbonic acid or carbonate water. Okay, so that is a combination of carbon dioxide and H2O. We also have here the liquid in liquid. We have here gasoline, a mixture of hydrocarbon compounds. Okay, so that's gasoline. We also have here solid in liquid, that's salt water. We also have here gas in solid, that's hydrogen gas in platinum or in palladium. We also have here liquid in solid, that is dental amalgams, okay, the mercury in silver, okay, the dental amalgams. And then we also have here the solid in solid, that is the alloys, the brass. Okay, that's a combination of copper and zinc. The solder are the combination of tin and lead, and the steel, the combination of iron and carbon. Okay, next one. Can a solution be separated by filtration? Okay, pwede mo bang i-filter? Of course, it's a no. It cannot be separated by filtration. So, one common example ng separation ng solution is evaporation. Alright? We also have here heterogeneous mixture. So, when we say heterogeneous mixture, that is either a suspension or a colloid. When we say the components are not evenly distributed among each other, ibig sabihin, kapag not evenly distributed, ganito siya. Okay, let's draw. Let's say, you have here a glass of water, and then this is the sand. So, the particles of the sand nandito. So, most particles of the sand nandyan. And then other particles ng sand. Tell me, is this illustration shows an even distribution of sand particles throughout the water? No. That's why it appears to have two or more distinct phases that are usually visible. Okay. So, two or more phases that are usually visible. Okay. We also have here, they do not have uniform properties. And then, heterogeneous mixture that looks like solution can be distinguished because they scatter light. So that is what we call the Tyndall effect. So don't be confused because there are really suspensions, or there are really heterogeneous mixture that looks like solution. One example of that is milk. Okay, smoke. Okay. Pero later on, we will try to let you realize how to identify these fake solutions, or this appears to be like solution, using the Tyndall effect. Okay. So, we have here an example, the muddy water, the oil and water, the milk, sulfur and iron, granite, and then blood. So, we have here an example of Okay, a concept about this one. We have, at first we have discussed about solubility. So today we will also be discussing about miscibility. So miscibility is the ability of different liquids to be dissolved in other liquids. Okay, different gas to be dissolved in other gas. Okay, so can be mixed together. Okay, mix. The word is mix. Kaya siya miscible. It's mixed. Okay, we have an example. Oil and water. Can you mix it together? Okay, no. That's why oil and water is considered to be okay. So the term is immiscible. So if it cannot be mixed with each other, that term is immiscible. Alright? So if it can be mixed with each other, that is miscible. Okay? So those are some examples of heterogeneous mixture. So after passing through a muddy pond, the water in the stream consists of dirt particles. Which among the following describes the stream? Okay, is it a solution, a suspension, a pure substance, or a colloid? Okay, this one is a suspension. Suspension yan ha. Okay, suspension, it is a mixture where the particles are dispersed, but they are big enough to settle out or to be filtered. Okay. A mixture that needs to be shaken before use, okay, probably a consumption. If you can remember the advertisements like in the different medicine, especially the syrup, okay, medical syrups. Okay, shake well before use. Diba sinasabi yun? It's because the particles are suspended. Okay. So, when the particles are suspended, hindi pwedeng mag-work siya the way it was intended to work if hindi mo siya shinake. Okay? Because you cannot consume the different particles that was suspended because you never shaken those medicines. Okay, we have here an example, the mud or the muddy water. Okay, they are the combination of soil, clay, or silt. Okay, we also have here the paint. That's why it needs to be mixed before use. We also have here the snow globe. Okay, this one. This is a snow globe. Okay, yung mga snow niya dyan, magpapababa. And then we also have there the orange juice. So yung orange juice naman, especially sa powder, you need to shake them before consuming. Okay? We also have here in suspension. We have suspensions like coffee are easily filtered to take out the tiny solid clumps floating in the liquid. So solutions are mixtures that have particles that are so small that they pass through most filters. So, ang pinakamaganda dyan, gamitin mo yung filter paper. Kasi filter paper have the least, okay, they have the least holes that can allow the particles to pass through. Okay, in the last part, okay, in the last type of mixture that we will be talking is colloid. So, they are non-transparent, uniform, large particles, okay, they are either cloudy or milky, but they have a stable system. Okay, this is the Tyndall effect. So, colloids, as you can see, the light, as it passed through a suspension, okay, yan siya. And then the light as it passed through the colloid, ayan siya. So, nag-i-spread, tama. It spreads. Ito siya. Yan, it spreads. So, particles is scatter light. Okay, this is an example. Bakit nagkakaroon ng radiant? Okay, why do the sun appears to be shining? Why do the stars appears to be shining? It's because of the different particles in the air that covers the the different particles in the air that covers the sun or the stars. Alright, so that is that came from John Tyndall, okay, but it was inspired by Michael Faraday. Okay, which of the following will show the Tyndall effect? Okay, this is the fog. Yan, fog. Ganyan ang fog. So, nag-i-scatter ang light. Ay, ala, sun effect. Sun effect. Okay, nagaganan tayo, di ba? Sun effect, sun kiss. Okay, yung mga ganon, those are the Tyndall effect. Okay, which of the following is a colloid? Alright. So, milk, is it a colloid? Okay, salt in water, is it a colloid? Sand and water, raisin bread. Okay, it's very good. We have the milk. So again, the three types of mixture, we have solution, colloid, and suspension. We have examples, salt water, air brush. Okay, we also have the colloid, jello, fog milk, and then the suspension, we have muddy water and Italian dressing. Okay, so particle size, they're very small in solution, medium in colloid, and in suspension, we have large. Okay, scatter light, okay, they don't have the Tyndall effect. Yes, colloids have, and then suspension, they have. Settle while standing, no. Okay, colloids also no, but suspension, yes. Separated by filtration, no. Colloid, no. And then suspension, yes. So matter can also be classified according to its composition. Okay, they are either mixture, okay, or pure substance. If it's a mixture, then we have the homogeneous or heterogeneous. If it's a pure substance, we have the element or compound. Okay, so that's it. And if you have any questions, please raise your question through PM. Okay, or any personal message, you can reach me out on email, in Messenger, or in any other social media sites. Alright, so that's it for today. Bye-bye.